Hello, it's Danny from Get Business Lit, and today we're going to be talking about changing habits step by step. And last week, on one of the last episodes, we looked at new ways of thinking and how important that is. And one very important part of this is also to change our habits or to create new habits. And they kind of work together because if we can create new habits, often this will help us also change the way we think. And so it is a very important issue because with creating new habits, we are doing something consistently. So focusing on maybe one or two very important things that will move the needle, that will change our lives, that will change our business, and doing them consistently. And that is why new habits are so important. At first, we will only see small results, the so-called lead indicators, like something changing, like a few new followers or email subscribers or more leads. So there are different things that will happen, but eventually, if we stick with it and continue being consistent with the new habit, we will have our final results. And it's kind of like compound interest. With that, whilst we don't see the change at first, but eventually it just takes off. And for example, if we have $100, for instance, we're just adding 2% every day, like increasing whatever we have 2%, maybe 2% more leads, 2% whatever, but just increasing 2% every day. After a week, it doesn't look a lot. We have from 100, we have 114, so it's not a big difference. After a month, 180, so it's getting up there. After 6 months, after 180 days, we have 3,500 new leads or dollars or whatever we're measuring. And after a year, it's not 10,000, it's not 30,000, it's even more than 100,000. It's $137,700 or leads or whatever we're adding on 2% every day. So we see creating habits, just keep on being consistent, will pay off eventually. We just have to stick to it. And a way not to do it, I got to know a few years ago when when I wanted to start maybe training or running a bit more. I was in a company where a lot of people were jogging, running, working out, and I thought, I'll try this. And we had this yearly event. We would do different we just had different runs we could take part of, and I said, okay, I'll do the 5 mile run. I can do that. And I registered, and I thought, come on, I'll even take the buggy. I'll have my child with me. So I did this 5 mile run, pushing the buggy, and it was a nice area. It was going uphill, downhill, and it was sunny, and I was beat after the 5 miles. I was dying. And eventually that day I got crazy sick to my stomach and I was laying in bed for 2 days. I just did it the total wrong way. So to go from 0 to 100 is not a good idea. So that is not a way to create a habit, is just to go all out right away. But the way to do it is to start small and eventually grow it. So number one, these are also the action steps that you can take and note to create new habits step by step. So number one is doing it and starting out small and growing eventually. Yeah. So like when you create a fitness plan or you want to do weightlifting, you don't get to your 200-pound weight lifts and do that right away if you can only maybe push 150 or so at the moment. So you have to start out where you're at and what's kind of fitting to your current situation, and then just do the next little step. Like for instance, you're waking up 9 a.m. every morning, and then you read the book 5 a.m. Club. You're like, okay, I'll just do that right away. And it might work, but often you will not be successful because it's a too big of a change, a big of a turnaround to creating this new habit. So maybe instead of going from 9 to 5 a.m., start out doing 8 a.m., then 7, then 6, and eventually getting to your goal, waking up at 5 a.m., doing whatever is important to do in the morning. So that would be a way to do that. Or from going to no workout at all to doing 30 minutes every day. Yeah. Some people definitely did that and it might work for some of you, but often it might help just to say, okay, I'll start out with twice a week or maybe 3 times a week and then eventually grow. So that's number one. Start small, keep on growing. Number two, start scheduling it. Yeah, you need to schedule it. You need to have it on your daily or weekly plan. Especially new habits, if you're just creating them, you're just starting out, they won't happen by accident. So you have to schedule them, put them on your daily list, on your weekly list, and then it will definitely help. And if it's possible, put it on as the first task in the morning or in the week, depending on what kind of habit you are creating. But if possible, move it up on top and get that thing knocked down right in the morning or in the beginning of the week. Number three, proclaim it. It is so important if we don't only make it up or just decide it in our heads, but actually write it down, or we proclaim it on, write it down, hang it up on a wall where you just get reminded of it every single day. That's a great way to do it. Or bonus points, post it on social media. Yeah, go on social media, do a post, do a live or whatever, and say, hey, this is going to be my new habit, and maybe who wants to join me? And it's just a lot of power in proclaiming it and announcing it, and we're also writing it down. Number four, keep on checking it. So do weekly reviews in the beginning where you will look back and say, okay, did I actually fulfill on my plan? Did I get my tasks done to create this new habit? And if yes, great. If no, analyze and figure out, okay, why did I not succeed in creating this new habit? Did I either, maybe I didn't write it down. Maybe I didn't do this step. Maybe it was too big or some other reason. So go back, think about what can you change next week, learn out of it, and rinse and repeat. So every week, do a review, look at what was working, what was not working, and then eventually you might only do a monthly review, but definitely do the checkup. Also, great tip, have someone else check it for you. So have a partner, have somebody else, maybe also joining in, also creating the same habit, and then just give feedback. Yeah, have somebody else check on you and seeing how you are being consistent with this new habit, with this new, very important task you're building up and creating. That's also a reason why I'm not a big fan of like courses and all that, because you don't have anybody checking on you and giving you feedback. That's a great power in coaching and consulting, that you have somebody giving feedback and you have kind of this commitment actually doing the things and not just learning and thinking you're having progress. Number five is measure it. It is important to see what the results are and what is actually changing when you're creating the habit. As I said, in the beginning, it will not be moving the needle crazy a lot, but it helps to have a way to measure it, some way in numbers, be able to track it, and just to know, okay, is this habit I'm creating actually helping? Yeah, very powerful to have those numbers ready, track it, and then also, of course, if you see the numbers are going up and you are improving, that also helps to gain momentum, get excited about it, and just keep on going. So measure it, keep the numbers safe and visible somewhere where you just can keep on tracking, and that will also help. So number one, we got our start slow, build up. Then number two is schedule it. Number three, proclaim it. Number four, check it. And number five, measure it. I hope this was helpful, creating new habits step by step. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is there something else you think should be added? Write it down in the comments. Share with somebody you might be that would be interested in this. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, as always, take care up to next week. And don't forget, get your business lit. Bye-bye.